a lot of people don't even know that. Well, first, what a doula is. So I'll still get the question from some of my clients, what is the difference between a doula and a midwife? So maybe if you could speak to that a little bit and then talk specifically about the aspects of what you do as a doula.
Perfect. So a doula is literally a woman who supports other women. And it's a very intimate, personal relationship, very different from what your doctor or your midwife would be, because they represent your medical care, which is very important and significant. But then who supports you as a mother, a sister, a girlfriend, in all of those places and models all of that. We really learn through example a lot also. So it's an honor to step into these lives, sometimes as their girlfriend, sometimes as a maternal figure, and guide them from a spiritual point of view and from a physical point of view.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. When we were expecting our second, I remember telling my husband, I really think I want a doula. Because with my first, I had a very medical intervention hospital birth. And not only did I not have the outcome I wanted, but I experienced what it feels like to be a woman in labor, and you feel like all these things are happening around you and to you, and you have your own thoughts and your intuitions while you're going through this process, and there literally was no avenue, no moment, no offer for me to speak up and be like, I feel like I want this, Like I even remember telling one of the nurses, they had propped me on one side for some reason, and I said, I feel like I need to go to the other side. And she said, we really want you to be on your left side. I was like, dear God, I can't even roll over. Like, what is happening?
One of my clients, I remember after kind of unraveling, it was her second pregnancy that she'd come for support, and we were going for a VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean. And when we really wheeled it back, it's about perspective, birth trauma. It's not physically what happens to you, because I can have two women that physically the same thing happened, but it's how you internalize it and your perspective on it that can make it traumatic. And for her, it was not drinking water.
Oh, wow.
That
really
what it came down to. And the way that I try to do that is we go through a process of telling your story, but then stopping and having a conversation. And what was the emotional correlate, and how do you think that felt in your body? What happened next for you to really, truly understand? So, sometimes I'm putting on the hat of a coach, and sometimes a girlfriend, and really holding that space for them to understand. And it's so significant being seen and heard, and really being able to process what's happening in the moment. For me also, much like all the women that I speak to that have already had children, they say that their first experience, no one guided them as to where they went. It's such a transcendental experience.
Yeah. And
we're really having this out-of-body experience in so many different ways, and someone to ground you and hold that space for you, like the significance of the umbilical cord. And then they say energetically, we all have this silver energetic cord that ties us to spirit and to earth. And it's very much about that. It's having this outer body experience and coming back with your baby. And we need to be grounded. We need to be seen. We need to be witnessed and process that happens.
Yeah, it's such a good point. It's funny. I remember when you spoke to, you came to one of the meetings, and all of the physical therapists that work with me were there, and you were explaining this process, and I was just in awe. Because not only is this an aspect of birth that very few people acknowledge, but I just, like, you were speaking my story. And I was like, wait, I left my body. I don't remember my first birth leaving my body. I probably did a couple of times. But when I was laboring with Mariela 6 years ago, I remember I must have been in transition because this contraction hit me that felt like the devil went up into my body and shook my soul. It was so horrific.
That's transition. That was complete.
Right? I remember having the thought, I'm out. I'm not going to do one more.
Yeah.
And I was laying on my side when that hit me. I remember Michael was standing kind of like right where you are. And I'm telling you, like I went in that corner.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what happened next.
Yeah.
Next thing I remember was laying on my back and being ready to push. But when you said that, when you were like, you leave and get your baby, I mean, for sure, especially through, you know, my category of education, it sounded strange, sounds woo-woo. But at the same time, I really
Validating because it
recognized
happens.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I could resonate with that concept.